Once upon a time, there lived a young beautiful girl named Allana. Allana was the only child of her mother. Her father left them when she was very young and married someone else after her mother was unable to bear another child. Allana's mother had to take care of her by herself till she became very sick and Allana had to provide for the family alone. Allana was a very hardworking girl and she was very respectful. The villagers admired her kindness and compassion. One day, when Allana was coming back from the stream, she saw a wounded man on the bush path. The wounded man was in so much pain. Allana helped him and took him to the village herbalist, where he received a proper treatment. Allana later found out that the man was from the neighboring village. His name was Ifeanyi. After Ifeanyi had received a proper treatment, he went back home and promised to return and visit Allana, as they had turned into very good friends. After few days, Ifeanyi came to visit Allana as promised, and Allana introduced him to her mother. He visited her frequently, and before they knew what was going on, they fell in love with each other. Ifeanyi was a prince in the neighboring village and the heir to the throne. When Allana knew this, she wanted to end the relationship, but Prince Ifeanyi assured her that his family would love and accept her. After some months, Prince Ifeanyi asked Allana for her hand in marriage, and Allana accepted, and her mother gave them their blessing. Prince Ifeanyi told his parents about his plans to get married, and they were so happy. When Allana came to the palace, the queen was not happy, as she was expecting her to be from royalty. She told the prince that the marriage between him and Allana can never take place, as she was a daughter of a nobody. The prince insisted and pleaded with his parents. When the king discovered that he really loved Allana, he approved of the marriage, while the queen told him over her dead body. Prince Ifeanyi pleaded for days, but his mother's mind was made up. Prince Ifeanyi and Allana went ahead and started preparing for the wedding, and this made the queen more furious, and she vowed to separate them no matter what it took. She pretended to love Allana, and she would shower her with lots of gifts. Allana was so happy, and she trusted her completely. One day, the queen asked Allana to take a walk with her, and Allana was very happy. After walking for a long time, they got to a bush, and some dangerous men came out and attacked Allana. The queen instructed them to kill her and throw her body into the river. Allana was shocked and begged her, but she showed her no mercy. The men took her far into the bush, and just when they were about to kill her, Allana began to beg, and she told them that there was a baby in her womb. When the men heard this, they had mercy on her and told her to run away from the village and never to return. And if she ever shows her face in the village, they would kill her. Allana ran as fast as she could and took her sick mother and ran away. No one knew where she was. The prince tried searching for her, but the queen told him that she caught her with a man she was having an affair with, and when she could not stand the shame, she ran away. Ifeanyi found it hard to believe, but the queen called a maid, and the maid told him that she saw her as well, and that the queen was right. Prince Ifeanyi was heartbroken and he felt betrayed. He searched for her for weeks, but he couldn't find her. Allana and her sick mother stayed in a strange land, and after some months, she gave birth to a baby boy. She looked for ways to reach out to the prince, because he was not aware that she was pregnant before she ran away from the village. But Allana was constantly reminded of the repercussion. After several months of looking for Allana, the prince got married to someone else, a bride chosen for him by the queen. But the marriage was a loveless one. Not a day passed that the prince would not think of Allana. Prince Ifeanyi and his wife Akunne tried for several years to conceive, and they finally had a daughter. Not too long, the king became sick and he died. The prince could not be crowned king because he had no son. And according to the tradition, the crowned prince must have a son before he could be crowned as king. This bothered Prince Ifeanyi so much, and he went to seek help from the chief priest as to why he had no son and why it was difficult to bear more children. The chief priest told him that he had a son already, and the reason why he had difficulties bearing other children was because of the evil in the palace. The prince was confused, and he asked the chief priest where his son was. But the chief priest told him that the gods did not reveal that to him, and he should not tell anyone about it. The prince was confused and he went home. Meanwhile, Allana's mother became very sick, and before she died, she made Allana promise her to unite her son Obinna with his father, Prince Ifeanyi. When her mother died, she started looking for a way to see Prince Ifeanyi. She summoned courage and disguised herself as an elderly woman and went to the village. When she got there, she started asking questions about the palace, and someone told her about Prince Ifeanyi's predicament. She felt very bad for him and decided to do something about it quickly. She went to the shrine with Obinna to see the chief priest. When the chief priest saw Obinna, he recognized him immediately, for he had the mark of royalty. Allana told the chief priest everything, The chief priest was surprised and he decided to expose the queen. He asked Allana and Obinna to follow him to the palace. Allana and Obinna followed the chief priest, and because she had been disguising as an elderly woman, no one was able to recognize her. When they got to the palace, the chief priest summoned some elders, the prince and the queen. And when they all arrived, the chief priest asked Prince Ifeanyi if he knew who Allana and Obinna was. He looked at them for a moment and he said no. The chief priest asked the queen the same question and the queen said no. The chief priest asked Allana to go and take off her disguise, and she did. When she returned, everyone was shocked. The prince was reminded of her betrayer, while the queen was afraid that her secret would be discovered. There was murmuring in the room, and the chief priest ordered everyone in the room to keep calm. The chief priest asked Prince Ifeanyi if he knew Allana, and Prince Ifeanyi told him that Allana was a girl he fell in love with years back and was supposed to get married to, but she betrayed him and ran away with her lover. Allana was shocked at the accusation and she began to cry. The chief priest shook his head and asked the queen if she knew Allana, and the queen repeated what Prince Ifeanyi had said. The chief priest looked at her with so much disappointment and turned to Allana and asked her to tell everyone exactly what happened. Allana continued to cry, and she told them exactly what happened, how the queen sent some assassins to kill her, how the assassins spared her life because she told them that she was pregnant, how she ran away for her dear life, and how she had been trying to reach out to Prince Ifeanyi and unite him with his son Obinna. When everyone heard this, they were shocked. Some people did not believe her because they never knew the queen was that wicked. But the chief priest told them that everything Allana said was the truth. Prince Ifeanyi was shocked and disappointed at his mother. He went to Allana and asked her to forgive him for ever doubting her, and she forgave him. Prince Ifeanyi was so happy to see her and Obinna, and he gave Obinna a warm embrace. The elders rejoiced upon seeing Obinna and thanked Allana for returning with him. The queen was immediately arrested and put in the dungeon. Allana and Obinna was given a warm welcome into the palace, and a chamber was prepared for them. But this did not sit well with Prince Obinna's first wife Akunne. She wanted to be the only one getting all the love and attention, and so she started looking for a way to get rid of Allana. The next day, a meeting was held, and the elders told Prince Ifeanyi that unless he marries Allana, Obinna will not be addressed as a prince because it is an abomination to have a royal blood, talk more of an heir, outside of marriage. And this had to be done immediately in order to proceed with the coronation. Later that day, Prince Ifeanyi asked for Allana's hand in marriage and she accepted. The wedding was scheduled to hold the next day and the message was sent across the village. When Akunne heard this, she became very bitter and she became more eager to get rid of Allana. She added some substance to Allana's food, but fortunately, a maid saw her and raised an alarm. Akunne and the maid were asked to swear. The maid swore and nothing happened. Akunne refused to swear and she was immediately arrested and locked up in the dungeon with the queen. The next day, Prince Ifeanyi and Allana got married and the coronation took place immediately. Ifeanyi was crowned king, Allana was crowned queen, and their son Obinna was crowned prince and the heir to the throne. King Ifeanyi's mother and Akunne spent the rest of their lives in the dungeon, while Queen Allana took good care of the princess like her own child, and the entire kingdom lived in peace and harmony. This is the end of this story. Thank you for listening to this story. Please do not forget to subscribe, like and share this video, and also comment where you are watching from below. We love and appreciate you. Bye.